Just got done giving the daily a bath. Ain't she pretty? What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another vlog. And again, it's another FD day. And like I said in the steering wheel install video, in this video, we're actually going to install something that can actually increase the performance and power of the FD. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is just from the sound of it, but it actually is a APEXi Power FC. And I did buy this used. It does come with the OLED commander here. I know what you guys also might be thinking. Why are you buying such an antiquated piece of hardware and software for the FD? Now, it's actually quite simple. I do plan on doing a Haltech when I go big turbo and everything, but with the Power FC, I bought this used. Obviously, it's not in the original box, and for what I bought it for is what I can still sell it for, so I won't be down in the hole at all. And also, if I do get like a 1500 or anything like that, I have to get a tune just to get the car running on the stock twins and as the car is every single time. And so this is honestly the cheaper route without having to take the car down for a while, switch all the sensors out, rerun the whole wiring harness, and spend like closer to like what, 3,000 on the ECU, harness, and sensors just to get the car to run. Or I just spent the couple $100s I did buying this off a RX-7 club member, and it will pretty much run perfectly with the stock twins and the HKS carbon fiber exhaust with very little to no issue. So this is literally a plug and play. It is for the correct year because, as you guys know, with the FD, when you get into the later models like the 99 and everything like that, it's not double row like this. It actually moves into one single row. So this is the correct year, and these honestly don't matter if it's Japanese or USDM. Doesn't matter. This will work for your car. So it's a really simple install. We have to access the old or the stock ECU, unplug it, and literally just plug it into here. And then another thing we have to do is we have to go underneath this elbow right here to reach the idle set screw, tighten it all the way. And I think what we do is literally just go like a quarter turn back open and then set it. And then I believe, I have to look at the instructions, but I believe what we do is we turn the car on, let it idle for 10 minutes without anything on. Then I turn on, I believe, the rear defroster and let it run for 10 minutes, and then turn on the air conditioning and let it run for 10 minutes. So it learns the idle with all that draw on the system. And then from there, I believe we're good to go. Another question you guys might be having is, why are you doing this in the first place if it's still on the stock twins, it's still relatively unmodified? Well, the simple reason is, as soon as I replace the stock downpipe, or not the stock downpipe, but just the catalytic converter on the mid pipe, because this is a JDM model, so it only has one catalytic converter, and that is the mid pipe. These cars tend to overboost, and when they overboost is when huge problems occur. That's when you start popping apex seals and causing all that internal damage. With the Power FC, I'm able to set that, and it won't overboost. And if it does have any problems, it starts overboosting later on, I can always get a boost controller, and that's not a big issue. And APEXi has them that plug into this, and you can literally control it from the Power FC. So what we get to do now is, just like in the steering wheel video, get to disconnect the battery, and then from there, figure out how to get my big self down in the floorboard on the passenger side over here to reach the stock ECU to switch it out. We might have to wait for Billy, because he can fit in tight spaces and I can't. This is the problem when you can barely fit to drive the car. Sometimes you don't fit to work on the car. But you know what? We have Billy, right? And he fits in small places. I get to use this droid looking thing for the first time. Our father actually just got this for us from Costco, and it's crazy because it has this major center LED and then two LED panels on the side, which you can move every which way. So we set it here You can see just twisted them all around, and they're fairly bright. So this thing is cool. I like it. And try it out, see how it works, whilst we go digging for treasure down on the passenger side of the FD. So right underneath the kick panel here on the outer side of the passenger footwell, this is the ECU right here. So let's see here. I can't see that far to see what that says, but we need to unhook all that, obviously. So you get to the Power FC, or not the Power FC, to the connectors back here, get all that off, and then plug it into the Power FC. So that's gonna be the next challenge, but I also just heard a rotary pull up, so I think Billy's here to offer us a reachable hand. One thing I just found real quick as soon as I cut off the camera is I found this, a fuel cut defender for an FD from Night Sports, FCDF Type D. Not sure I need this with the Power FC, but cool. It's definitely old school, that's for sure. I remember we had one of these on the burnt FC when we first got it way back in the day. So I unbolted the, wow, the LEDs on this are matching the LEDs on the camera. That's not good. There we go. Okay, so I went ahead and unbolted the ECU and the mounts and everything from the chassis, seeing if I could get down here to help try and get these pins out. And I think I might be able to from this side right here. But we'll see. Oops. There we go. So yeah, this is where I need to get to, right back here with my hands. GoPro barely fits, but we'll see what happens. So like I said, Thomas did have to join us here, and he hopes you're all doing excellent.
Yep.
But just like I said, I was not able to get in like that to get to the ECU. Big people problem, small people car. So we have both the ECUs out, thanks to Thomas's smaller size and can fit down there, was able to get it. And we're also, this right here, the fuel cut defensor from Night Sports that was in here. Whoever had this obviously just like made a patch. It literally was a plug and play. Plugs right into the old harness and right into the back of the ECU with this wired up. This is really cool. Might sell this. See if I can get like some buckage out of it. But we're trying to think of a way on how to mount this. A lot of aftermarket places like Banzai and stuff like that, or Bonsai, they have like a little bracket that goes off the ECU and then it sticks in there. But then you can't really use that kick panel anymore because it sticks out too far. So we're just thinking of a way here with some double-sided tape, some zip ties, and the stock mounting brackets, and being able to just get those on the side right there, and then figure out, just check the ground, the chassis ground, and plug her in and let her rip, tater chip. I think she's fitting, boys. I think that's good. Go. Boom.
Slide her back up in there. There we go.
All right, so let's get that, we can get a bolt in there, then get the ground connected somewhere.
It's just...
And then all we have to do after that is get underneath the boost tube elbow under there, get to the idle set screw, completely close it, then back it off a quarter of a turn. And then we can fire this mamma jamma up. So it's moment of truth time. If this works, as soon as I flip this on, oh, APEXi,
It's on?
it's on.
That's cool.
GoPro's dying, so I have it on the charger, but did remove the cold side intake elbow here with these 4 nuts, which are literally on these 4 pegs right here. This idle set screw is this little hole right here. Just stick a screwdriver in there, tighten it all the way, and as soon as it's tightened and closed, back it off between a quarter and half a turn, so I did 3/8 of a turn. You can see the throttle body butterfly valves move just ever so slightly, and we're good to put it back on, and then we can actually go through the initialization process and see what happens.
Cool.
I'm excited. And one thing Thomas did here, which
yeah.
we did not show on camera because we were goofing around here, paint. He actually re-grounded the chassis because I don't know if you guys remember, but in the taillight video, when we were searching for the grounds, it was hitting like 10.7 volts instead of 12, which is really weird. And then while he had his multimeter down on the ECU and searching, it was hitting like 11.7, which is not as weird, but still not 12.
Yeah.
So once he just reground this right here, he literally just touched that and put it on this ground underneath the windshield wiper bottle here. It made it like 12.4.
Yeah, which means we have some dirty ground somewhere, and this will be okay in the meantime. But yeah, it's definitely just one thing. But we did check the engine before I put that, and the grounds on the engine are fine, and it's usually separate. So there's somewhere where this branches off, right on here, goes the engine and the chassis, and the chassis is just a little corroded. So
they could even, like, when they painted it, unplug something somewhere real quick and then shadily put it on, or the paint could have hit it and made a bad connection.
I don't think they moved anything when they painted.
True. I mean, they still got masking tape on that over there and in random places. But, you know, just a thought. But anyway, I want to get this FC, or yeah, the FC, the Power FC running.
So, what are you doing?
Okay, so we made sure everything is working here. I went in and just made sure there's no tune saved onto this Power FC through the commander here and everything. So now we're officially ready for the first startup of this ECU with a fresh tune. And I was just watching a YouTube video on people setting it up and how to do it. So now we're going to let it start and let it idle, warm up and idle for 10 minutes, come back, then turn on the rear defroster, let it sit for 10 minutes, come back, then turn on the air conditioning, let it run for 10 minutes and come back. So it learns how to idle under these different loads. So that's gonna be the next step. So we're gonna let it sit here in idling for 30 minutes.
Give us a good opportunity to inspect some stuff in the engine bay.
Yeah, because as Thomas was just looking around here, we never really took that close of a look at it because we were like, FD cool. But we're finding a lot of things that were not either hooked up, like that ground to the motor.
I found the ground that was not hooked up, by the way.
And a whole bunch of like just random stuff, like the boost tube, the elbow, sorry, on the cold charge side. When I went to take it off, literally I could have just unscrewed it with my fingers. Like that could have been a huge boost leak, which is why it was
feels like it doesn't have boost.
Yeah, after when it switches to secondary turbo. So yep. Okay, so first startup. Here we go, fam.
Hey, she started up.
She's a starter.
Well, with the new ECU, it works.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set a timer for 10 minutes now. And we're gonna go from there. We're only 4 minutes into the first idle, and already the exhaust smells different and it sounds different. It's actually, before I would definitely like hesitate, like pop, like you hear it struggle. Right now it's literally just purring. Come back here and listen. Just a nice, steady, quiet, best exhaust sounding FD. Everything is calm. It really is. And so far, just on idle, it's already making a huge difference. I can't actually wait to get out and drive it and see how it feels. We have 5 minutes left. So I'll give you an update after all this has gone on. Okay, so we've gone through all of the idling process and everything here. So now the next thing is to take her for a drive. So right now we're idling at around between, looks like 735 and 720 RPM. Boost minus, okay, 412 milligrams per mercury, not pounds per mercury. I'm not sure why that's in, sorry, millimeters per mercury. Okay, I gotta change all these settings and everything in here. But yeah, let's go ahead here. Take her for a little spin. See how she feels compared to before. Already idles a whole heaps better. So let's go have some fun for a little bit, boys. Nothing honestly feels different under like driving circumstances at all. Seems like there is a little bit of knock though in the knock sensor here. I see the knock sensor fluctuating a lot here, which is never really a good thing. And it's struggling under braking. So I wonder if there's a vacuum leak or possibly something that we might have opened up while checking stuff here. Okay, there we go. It's learned to brake now at idle. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I just need to drive it a lot here. Let it learn itself. Now this is a base map, guys. Like this Power FC, like the 5.0.8 or whatever version, comes with a base map with basic bolt-ons, and it's a really conservative tune, really conservative timing and all that stuff. So I'm not really expecting to feel like a huge power upgrade, only since I really technically only have one bolt-on. But things are getting smoother as you drive. Yep, idle is the big one for sure. The idle's ridiculous now. It's really good, except for that backfire. So there you guys go. General overview. Did I feel a difference? After a little bit of driving, yes, I actually did feel a difference. The car feels smoother, not so much on like the added power, but just feels like it's running better, more refined, which is worth it. So would I recommend the Power FC? Probably not new. I would see if I can find a used one first before I bought a new one. However, if you do buy it, there's still, you won't lose that much money if you decide to sell it. They're going, you can buy a new one from Japan, although it takes a couple months to get here. Between like $1,000 and $1,100, depending on what company you go through. You can buy used ones from anywhere from $700 to $900. So you can at least kind of break even, if not, you know, you lose 20-30 bucks. No big deal. But I'm gonna wash her up real quick before the sun goes down all the way, clean her up. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, always hit that like button and give it a thumbs up. Always consider subscribing, and we will catch you in the next one.